coming to you from beautiful Target Field in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where tonight Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. It's Jose Abreu, Ivy Garcia, Melky Cabrera and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Paul Molitor surprising all season long Minnesota Twins. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Ken Harrelson with Steve Stone as we get set to bring you the first of this three-game set and the first of this six-game road trip. We'll have three here, finish off with three in Kansas City. So the Sox coming out, winning a nice ball game yesterday, 6-5 in 11 innings, big base hit by Tyler Saladino. So we win the season series from Seattle. But, you know, if there's any chance, and you're going to treat this actually like you're getting into a ring, into a fight. We're going to go until somebody gets knocked out. It could be us, and it looks like there's a good chance that might be the case because with the schedule flipping over to September, we need to consistently start beating some teams that are in front of us.
This is one of those teams, and Minnesota's been pretty tough on our Sox this year, especially in this ballpark. And take a look at the wild card race. The Yankees on top, the Rangers right there. They're making a surprising run. Minnesota just one game back, then followed by the Angels, Rays, Indians, Orioles, and then our Sox. We picked up a half a ball game yesterday without playing. That's a pretty good trick, but these Twins have won 8 of their last 10, and so things going pretty well with them, and they've got some good, exciting young players coming up, and all year long this has been a trouble spot.
Well, Chris Sale has certainly been Chris Sale this year, but against these Twins, they have hit him hard.
Lifetime Chris Sale is 7-4 against his Twin team, but this year it's been completely different. Although he's dominated just about everybody else. He's 3-0 in his last 4 starts. He's going after 300 strikeouts. He's going after a possible Cy Young award. He's going after certainly his career high in strikeouts. However, in 4 starts against these Twins, he's 1-3. His ERA 6.46, and as you can see, they really hurt him, especially in this ballpark. On the other side of the coin, Tyler Duffy. In his last 3 starts, he's 2-0 with an ERA of 1.89. In his first major league start, Toronto pelted him. However, Toronto hits just about everybody, and Duffy, after giving up just 1 home run in 130-plus minor league innings, gave up 2 to Toronto in his first start. Since then, he's thrown it pretty well.
Well, as you've heard, we've had a tough time here this year, so let's turn it around tonight. Good night, a beautiful night to win a baseball game. So sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all. Audi. Truth in engineering. Xfinity. Your home for the most live sports. And by Toyota. The annual clearance event is going on now. Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome back to Target Field. It's been an overcast day, but no rain in the offing, and so it's the first of a 3-game series. And September 1st means you can expand the rosters up to as many as 40 people, and the Sox, to this point, brought up Eric Johnson, who had just a wonderful year at AAA at 11-8, but an ERA spectacular 2.37. Frankie Montas, who's been up once as an extra player in a doubleheader but didn't get in the game, threw the ball very well at AA Birmingham. Rob Brantley, a backup catcher, came up hitting .310. He had a pretty good year also this year in the minor leagues. And Leury Garcia, we've seen a number of times. He comes up hitting close to .300. He gives his team a whole lot of speed and versatility as he can play just about anywhere. So let's take a look at how Robin's going to line up our Sox for the game tonight. Adam Eaton leading it off with Tyler Saladino in the 2 spot. Then it's Jose Abreu, the DH, Melky Cabrera, Avisail Garcia, who the last couple of weeks has been hitting it pretty well. Then Adam LaRoche at first, Lexi Ramirez, Carlos Sanchez, and Tyler Flowers rounding it out. The defense and how they'll line up behind Tyler Duffy. It's Rosario, Buxton, and Hunter in the outfield with Plouffe, Escobar, Dozier, and Maurer in the infield. Kurt Suzuki, who finds some way to hurt the Sox just about each and every game. And on the hill, our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Tyler Duffy. He's 2-1, his ERA 4.29. He's got a terrific curveball. That's probably his best pitch. As you can see, the right-hander's hitting 179. So the umpires for the game tonight. C.B. Buckner behind the plate. Lance Barrett is at first base, and it's Dan Iasonia and the crew chief Dale Scott at third. So they've thrown the ball around the infield. The Sox, who are just 1-6 in this ballpark this year, looking for some redemption. We're ready to play baseball. I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
Hi, Steve. Thank you. And once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball. And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours, as the first pitch of the ball game is called a strike by Buckner. Adam comes in hitting at .264, 10 homers, 35 knocked in. Corners in close. Adam, who had a couple of bunt hits on Sunday. And I'm sure that their advanced scout noted that to Paul Molitor.
And Plouffe is way in on the grass at third.
That's foul back. Plouffe giving chase, and he's going to run out of room. That's a souvenir.
And I can attest to the fact that if you are a curveball pitcher, and that is the best pitch Duffy has, it is his wipeout pitch. It's difficult early in the game because you are loaded with adrenaline, especially if you're a young pitcher as he is. And you have a tendency to throw the curveball harder than it should be thrown because it's not a velocity pitch, it's a rotation pitch.
And that's into center field. Buxton. Down here at the ballpark, 339 down the left field line, 377 in left center, 328 down the right field line, 365 in right center, and 411 in the deepest part out there just to the left of center. So here's Tyler with that big hit on Sunday. Hitting at .236, 3 homers and 16 knocked in.
And here's what it looked like. This one slicing into right field. And just like that, it came to an end.
Well, that was a nice game to win because we trailed at 4-1. Kept coming back. We've been coming back in some ball games. As that ball hit into left center field. Eddie Rosario.
They get a brand new look on this team since we saw them. Now, we did see Rosario, but Buxton is now healthy, coming back after a thumb injury, and they've got a gigantic designated hitter in Miguel Sano hitting in the cleanup spot, and it'll be a pleasure to see that young man who's got a great deal of power.
Well, he's very, very strong. He should be 6'4", 260, and he's not what you would call. He's put together pretty well. I went down and watched him take BP from the cage, and up close and personal, he is strong.
Paul Molitor told me he strikes out a lot. He will walk, but when he makes contact, he said there's no bloopers. He hits the ball really hard.
No Kansas City specials.
Not many.
Blue's got him in a 1-2-3 inning for young Tyler Duffy after having any players. Our guys nothing, and their guys coming to bat.
Then Joe Mauer in the 2-spot. Dozier has tormented Chris Sale. Then Trevor Plouffe, Miguel Sano, Torrey Hunter, Eddie Rosario, Eduardo Escobar, Kurt Suzuki, and Byron Buxton rounding it out. The defense and out of the lineup behind Chris Sale. It's Cabrera, Eaton, and Garcia in the outfield with Saladino, Ramirez, Sanchez, and LaRoche in the infield. Tyler Flowers behind the plate. And our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Chris Sale. For his 26th start, looking for his 13th win, his ERA .320. 229 strikeouts, just 35 walks in 171 1/3 innings.
And here's Dozier. Dozier, one of the better fastball hitters, has become one of the better fastball hitters, not just in the American League, in Major League Baseball. He's hitting at .245, 26 homers, 66 knocked in.
He loves it middle in and especially down. And all that batting average is not a whole lot to look at. 26 and 66 for a leadoff hitter is pretty stout.
Alexei. Plus he was 10 for, now he's now 10 for 34 with 3 homers off Chris.
That time he sunk a fastball away, and Dozier, as you'd love to see a right-hand hitter do to a pitch low and away, he tried to pull it, grounded to the left side. Watch the location of this. Toyota pitch tracks. Tries to pull that outside fastball. Turns into an easy 6-3.
Here's the 32-year-old veteran Joe Mauer hitting at .271. Joe is a .319 career hitter. He's faced Chris 31 times, has 8 hits, all of which stayed in the park.
They're the career numbers against Chris Sale, and watching Mauer in batting practice, he probably hit 1 out of every 4 balls to right field. Everything else was to left and left center.
Yeah, he's obviously .319 career, obviously a great hitter. There's no question about that, but is also an enigma.
Yeah, he has been as far
6'5", 230,
and run production hasn't been there. Might have been a whole different set of stats run production wise that he stayed in the Metrodome, because his line drives went out of that ballpark, and here they stay in this ballpark. One hop the walls usually.
He gone. Good pitch.
Joe didn't like it, but this had the whole strike zone. Watch where the 5 appears. It buckles his knees. And a pretty good location to C.B. Buckner makes a strong call.
So here's Plouffe. Trevor, 244, 18 homers, 70 driven in. And he takes first pitch strike. Starts him off with a changeup. Slider strike. Minnesota hitting at 248 as a team with a 4.16 ERA. And they have been a good story all season long. Yanks that one foul.
I talked to Paul Molitor about his team, and I said, look, you're a first-year manager. You're in spring training. Did you think you could be in contention for the postseason? He said, I knew we would be a better second-half team than a first-half team because of a lot of guys I thought were coming up.
He gone. Chris got the benefit of the doubt. And after one, no score.
Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in the game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Very snappy first inning as both of these guys got the ball over the plate, worked quickly. Chris with a couple of strikeouts. Duffy with a 1-2-3, fairly easy first inning.
So here's Melky. Melky at 279, 9 homers, 62 driven in. None of our guys have ever faced Duffy. And he takes ball one. Sox come in hitting at 251 as a team with a 3.96 ERA.
Well, the first one was a fairly good pitch. The second one was way out of the zone, and either way, it's 1-1.
Softly hit up the middle. Escobar's got him. And that's close. Paul Molitor on the top step.
Yeah, he's looking back to get some sort of confirmation from whoever it is who is calling his replay man. Wow, that looked like it stuck in the glove as Melky's heel was up in the air. I think they got him, but we'll have to wait and see. It's a real good play by Escobar. Mauer with a pick.
They want to watch it. They want to review.
You can understand why.
They got it.
It's in the glove. You can see it there before the foot gets on the bag.
Well, if he goes to the front of the bag, he beats it.
Yep. They just showed it on the Jumbotron, whatever kind of Tron that is in the outfield, and the fans reacted to it. As home fans usually will. They anticipate the fact that he is going to be out. You see the ball in the glove before the foot gets to the bag, and I don't know how they'll see it in New York. It just looks a bit definitive here. And it would overrule the call on the field because the call on the field was safe.
And once again, another reminder that Major League Baseball has 2 cameras in this ballpark. But we don't know where they are. The Twins' home television does not know where they are. And he is called out. So the 1 out. Let's check out our picks to click tonight.
Boy, if I had Melky, I'd be a little upset with that. Oh, I do have Melky. Okay.
Jim and Joe, Mike Leary and the crew. They went with Tyler. Steve's going with Melky Cabrera. And J.J. Shearer and all the great folks at Ditka's. We're going to go with Adam LaRoche. And also David Novak and all the great folks at Poogie Hyundai in Downers Grove. Javi. Javi at 268, 11 homers, 49 knocked in. Plouffe has really become a terrific third baseman.
Join us for a special children's autograph session on Sunday, September 13th at 10:15 a.m. The first 1,000 children's tickets purchased through this special offer are invited to an exclusive pregame children's autograph session. Visit whitesox.com/autographs for tickets and more information.
So here is LaRoche. Well, going to the front of the bag on a close play as you are the runner, that's a double-edged sword, because if you hit the front of the bag with your toe, you've got a good chance to hit very hard on your heel, which sometimes can turn into a bad bone bruise.
You can talk to Mark Teixeira about that, because he's been out for a couple of weeks and it looks like he'll be out longer with a severe bone bruise.
Yeah, that's the only thing bad about hitting the front of the bag. If you're aware of it, you can take care of it. But if you're not aware of it and hit it, then you got a chance. Well, that didn't take long either, except for the review. 6 up, 6 down. Stop by your nearest Illinois lottery retailer and play today. You could win up to $5,000 a week for the rest of your life. That's cash for life. The longer you live, the more you get. Miguel Sano, 22-year-old, will lead it off here in the bottom of the second. He's hitting at .287, 13 homers and 40 knocked in. 6'4", 262 pounds. Out of where else? San Pedro de Macorís in the Dominican. Laces that ball into right field. That's a nice approach for a young, strong right-handed hitter. So that's the first hit of the game.
So the pitch tracks will show you that pitch is away. He's looking first ball fastball. He's got very good coverage. It's not a strike, but it doesn't have to be when you are that strong. He got the fastball he's looking for, reached out and poked it into right field.
Yeah, he had no intentions of trying to pull that one. So here's Torrey Hunter, 40 years old, and just keeps on going. 18 homers, 64 knocked in. I was talking with some Minnesota people before the game and congratulating them on a continuing good season. As that's down the right field line, that's slicing, and that's going foul. But each one, I didn't bring it up. The only thing I just, hey, you guys have had a terrific year. You're one of the feel-good stories in baseball. And each one of them said one of the huge reasons is Torrey Hunter.
Well, that's one of the things that Paul Molitor said. He said one of the things I knew definitively, we'd have better leadership in the clubhouse with Torrey Hunter. Had a very good first half, in a second half slump since the All-Star break. 19 for 115, hitting 165. But it's what he brings to the park every day as far as leadership is concerned that really helps the ball club.
Ball gets back to the screen. Either cross up or see how they're going to rule it.
Let's see where Tyler is sitting. He's sitting inside, and
that's
he gets a fastball. Looks like
pitch.
Looks like he was looking for a slider down and in. Got a high fastball away, and it is indeed a wild pitch. So for Chris Sale, that's his fifth.
Now Torrey's got a job to do, and you will see him attempt it. The last thing you want to see from a left-handed pitcher when you're trying to move it to the right side is an inside off the plate 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
We talked about Torrey's struggles since the All-Star break. That's what it looks like.
Trying to move it that way. This man's got over 150 games, over 500 in his career. That is quite an accomplishment. Good slider. One out.
It's a big at bat for Chris Sale to make sure there's no contact, for the simple reason that now a fly ball forthcoming does not score the run. So Torrey Hunter cannot get the job done, and his struggles continue.
And here's Rosario hitting at .272, 8 homers, 33 driven in. There's a rolling breaking ball, and they're going to hold Sano as Javi with 15 assists leading the American League in that category. Third base coaches know better, especially with a 6'4", 260-pound man.
When that one left the bat, it looked for sure like it was going to be a two-base hit, and for sure like Sano was going to score. Neither of them came true as Javi hustles to his left, gets to the ball quickly, and then comes up firing. So they decide, and that's Gene Glynn at third base, decides to hold him right there, putting runners at the corners. And so far, nobody's dented the plate for the former White Sox utility infielder who now plays every day, Eduardo Escobar.
He's at 255, 8 homers, 41 knocked in. 4 for 15 lifetime off Chris, as there's a slider strike.
Talked with Eduardo before the game. He's just a pleasure to be around. Loves to play this game. A little better left-hand hitter than a right-hand hitter. Although I talked to him about it, he said he's a natural right-hander. He just gets many more looks from the left side.
Rosario can run. He's 10 for 15 in stolen bases.
He gets adventuresome at first base. He's got a good chance of getting picked off.
Outfield slightly to the right. Close pitch and didn't get it.
Escobar's only grounded into 4 double plays this year.
Especially the right-hand hitters. I love it when Chris takes something off that slider.
Well, he gets a lot of them trying to jump out to get a piece of it because they see it, and all of a sudden they get out there and realize it's not there yet.
Tyler keeps it in front of him. Good speed at first. Runners at the corners, 1 out, and the 2-2 pitch. There he goes. And there's the base hit. Rosario into third, and it's 1-0 Minnesota.
RBI number 42 for Escobar. Paul Molitor using the hit and run. And that slider stays low and away. Doesn't break like Chris wanted it to. He tried to backdoor him, but didn't have a whole lot on it. Takes it by a diving Ramirez. And Rosario easily into third base.
There was a slider he took something off of, but it was more of a roller. And trouble still brewing. Because this guy here, 6 for 18 lifetime off Chris with 5 RBIs, and he is just worn. He's been a Sox killer. There's no doubt about it. And that's Kurt Suzuki.
He doesn't run very well, and he has grounded into 12 double plays this year, so a ground ball will probably get the job done.
He's the .309 career hitter against our pitching. That is, I mean, big hits, not just Kansas City specials.
Career against Chris Sale looking pretty good, and he can both hit sacrifice flies and sacrifice bunts.
He's a good situational hitter. .257 career hitter and .309 against us.
They got him over here to actually teach Josmiel Pinto how to catch and how to be a major league performer, but Pinto was having a hard time with it. Suzuki's taken over.
That fastball at 96. Who was the club that you had the most problems with, especially in their park?
Detroit.
What's your mindset going into that game?
When are we leaving Detroit?
In other words, it was not a real positive mindset.
No, because, you know, they had a huge hitting team, and in the old ballpark, the overhangs in left and right field actually hung over the field of play, so you could hit a fly ball that would be caught normally that would wind up a home run.
And there's another base hit, and it's 2-0. That's close to a Kansas City special right there. right off the end of the bat. Meanwhile, he gets the job done.
I'll be at 43, and this has really been the story this year of Chris Sale against these Twins. They'll hit the ball hard on occasion. More times than not, however, they'll hit the ball off the end of the bat, as Suzuki did there, breaking his bat but driving in a run. And 4 singles to this point have produced a couple of runs and brought Don Cooper out from the dugout.
That's a perfect example of what we talked about so often. When you get a man on third base and less than 2 out, your first objective is going at plate. And you're talking to yourself. If it's a sinker baller, you say, okay, I got to make him get it up. And I'm not going to turn the head of the bat over. If it's a guy like Chris Sale, I'm not going to turn the head of the bat over. Watch this. And he gets the job done. Broken bat, whatever.
I'd say he's just looking to make some contact and drive home that man from third base one way or the other, and turned into a base hit for him.
I'll put it this way: an approach where you go to the plate and you have no thought, you're just going to be a normal at bat, is wrong. So here is Byron Buxton, 21-year-old center fielder, 300 minor league hitter, but hitting at .210, no homers, 2 RBIs. He's been injured. That's high and deep in the left center field. Malcolm gets it right back in. He very seldom ever throws to the wrong base. Buxton just missed that one.
Well, Suzuki was tagging up in case Melky decided that he was going to throw, as some guys do, try to throw to third base, or try to hit the cutoff man in left center field. Instead, Melky got it in and made sure Suzuki couldn't advance. Now, you still have the force out, even though there are 2 outs. It's an easier play if you hit one in a hole to force a guy at second by keeping Suzuki at first.
Here's Dozier. He quickly grounded out to Alexei, and he takes first pitch strike. And that's popped up. And back, Tyler going to run out of room.
Looked like he had a shot, and that one just kept on drifting. But he's got Dozier in an 0-2 hole. Dozier, no stranger to the strikeout. He's fanned 125 times this year.
He's in that category. He's not an outstanding hitter. He's an outstanding, dangerous guy at the plate.
Certainly has made himself that. He's also made himself a terrific defender at second, which is something he wasn't when he started there. Dozier's average isn't too much, but extra base hits, he's second. Sandwiched between Josh Donaldson and Nelson Cruz, along with Mike Trout and J.D. Martinez. That's pretty lofty company.
He's dangerous. That one stayed outside. Two in, 2 out, 2 on, 2 balls, 2 strikes. That ball hit hard. Nobody's going to get that one. That's going to score a pair. it's 4-0. .34th double for Dozier.
He's now driven in 68 runs, and this ball is out away from him. Well, actually, this ball is inside. Nope, we'll stay with out away. It's a fastball, 96 miles an hour, but Dozier, a deadly fastball hitter. And he just crushes this one into left center field. And the tough inning continues for Chris Sale. And he's had a bunch of them in this park this year.
As have the whole club.
Yep.
We are 1-6. And that ball gets away from Tyler.
That one looks like it's probably a pass ball. We'll have to wait and see how it's scored.
1-6 in this ballpark.
Calling it a wild pitch, but I'll go along with the wild pitch. However, Tyler probably doesn't want to backhand that ball.
Well, ask him. He'll tell you should have stopped it.
I'm pretty sure of that.
Tyler is not one to evade a question or give you an alibi.
I've never heard him one time make an excuse.
No, he won't. That's why his pitchers love him.
Yep.
And that's way low. Mauer called out on a slider. He didn't care for the call. You got a cookie right there for him. Another roller. His slider tonight is not sharp at all. It is more rolling. Another one. That was another cookie.
This one stayed up and in. I think Chris probably wanted this low and away. That's where Tyler's looking for it, and it's not there. Fortunately, sliced foul.
Get over there. Now Rhodes will take it himself, but some damage is done. A crooked number goes up on that board. We'll go to the third, trailing 4-0.
Strong fan. You just might see yourself on an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile.
All right, let's get this rookie. We trail it 4-0. We got 21 outs.
And after that first disastrous start against Toronto, where he admitted he just looked around and it was hard to believe he was in the major leagues, he's got a 1.89 ERA over his past 3 starts. So Duffy has been awfully good. And last year, at 3 different minor league levels, he was 13-3.
Well, if you can get a breaking over in the minor leagues, you're going to have a good record.
Yep, he could do that. And the irony of Duffy is that at Rice University, which, as we know, is a very good baseball program, he only made 1 start. He was a closer for them. Made 1 start of his 92 appearances. And Minnesota drafted him in the 5th round. He was not an overpowering right-hander, and they decided that eventually he could start, and here he is.
That's snabbed. Alexei is retired. Here's Sanchez. Carlos at 236, 3 homers, 25 knocked in.
Although Buxton has yet to really hit like a lot of people thought he was going to, he was the #1 prospect in all of the minor leagues. He can really go get him. He can fly.
Well, he's got a live bat.
And in talking with Roy Smalley, who you know very well, who's been around Minnesota for a long time, he said he can't remember ever playing with anybody or seeing anybody faster than Buxton.
Whoa.
Yeah, he said he can just. He said he laid down a sacrifice bunt the other day, which was about 5-6 steps to the right of the pitcher and beat it easily at first base on a sacrifice situation.
That one's top foul. Well, Roy has seen a lot of fast guys and played with a lot of fast guys.
Buxton's biggest problem has been staying healthy, both in the minor leagues and the major leagues.
Two down.
Yeah, the question you asked me before was interesting because it plays to the psychological aspect of struggling against one team. And there were a couple of different places, Yankee Stadium and Tiger Stadium. It seemed like every time I pitched against them in those ballparks, I had very bad stuff. And then
everything is self-induced.
Well, then I started to figure out, why do I have bad stuff only against those teams in those ballparks? And I realized that I was forcing myself to do that because I knew it was going to be a tough night. And until I started to figure out how to make it happen mentally, all of a sudden my stuff got very good. I defeated the Yankees 3 times in 1 year in 1980 when I'd never beaten them in my career. And it was just a psychological adjustment. It wasn't anything I did physically. But you're right. It all is self-induced.
Well, you're talking about at that time zone, the 2 smallest right field fences in baseball.
Yeah.
That will make you self-induced.
Well, and I'm a right-handed curveball pitcher, and they're loaded with big left-hand hitters.
There's a chopper 2 hopper. This guy's retired. Everybody he's seen through the first 3, and he's got a 4-run lead.
Fans ages 21 and over will receive a White Sox Irish flat cap, and they're good looking. Be sure to stay after the game for fireworks. Miller Lite, the original light Pilsner and official beer of your Chicago White Sox. Purchase tickets today by visiting whitesox.com/SPD.
It'll be Plouffe, Sano, and Torrey. Torrey, Hunter. Plouffe struck out, called out on a pitch that he didn't care for. Slider. It was down low. He got a cookie right there and missed it.
Chris is having some big problems with that slider today. It's not breaking sharply, and he's not able to throw it where he wants to.
You know, I was thinking before the game about Chris and the troubles he's had with these Twins. In case you did not hear, he's 1-3 against them this year. Now, lifetime he's 7-4, but 1-3 this year. And I was thinking maybe change his play a little bit. Just show him the fastball and just work mainly with that changeup. The game of all the games he's impressed me, which has been almost every time he's ever been out there, the one that impressed me the most was the one down in Texas. He gone. One out, and that being he was out of gas. He never hit 90 one time in that ball game and beat a good hitting ball club, and he did it with cunning and guile and the change.
He also did it with a minimum of pitches because he couldn't strike anybody out. He didn't have that kind of stuff, but he got him to beat the ball into the ground.
And it was just a wonderful, from a baseball standpoint, a wonderful thing to see. So here is Sano. He started off that 4-run second with a solid single on a fastball to right field, which is a good approach.
That one was a good straight change. Had Sano well out in front of it.
That's just off the corner. You know, it was interesting, an analogy to everything is self-induced and ballparks. Same thing holds true with golfers and golf courses. And Nicholas has always said guys who start bitching and moaning about a golf course before the tournament starts. There's a base hit. He said you can count them out because they've already defeated themselves.
Same thing about a given pitcher or a given team. Another thing that Paul Molitor told me about Sano was he says he gets an inordinate amount of 3-2 pitches. He is not afraid to go deep in the count. He just ran that count to 3-2 and took it through the left side, so he's 2 for 2.
Yeah, Paulie said he told me he's going to strike out a lot, but he said he's going to drive in an awful lot of runs. And boy, did he ever in the minor leagues. He didn't play last year at all because of that Tommy John surgery.
Most unusual for a third baseman. That's what he was in the minor leagues, to have Tommy John surgery, but that's what he had.
The year before, he had 35 home runs and drove in 103. And that was in 123 games. The year before, he had 28 home runs and drove in 100, and that was in 129 games.
That's surprising. He's pretty much of a moose.
Well, when I first walked up to the cage, I didn't know who he was. I just knew it could be Sano because how big he was. And I asked Paulie, I said, that's Sano? He said, oh, yeah. And he looks like a hitter.
Yeah, he does.
Got him. Torrey doesn't care for it.
This one is close. Now, that doesn't mean it's in the zone, but it's close. And CB rings him up. Torrey not particularly happy. Thought that was away. Might have a point there.
Here's Rosario. He got a rolling slider and laced it into right field for a solid single. Yeah, but I know I was in the same shape mentally, especially when I was young, going up against certain pitchers. I went in with a negative attitude. And I'll tell you, that negative attitude really paid off for the pitcher.
It usually does.
Yeah. Somebody is going to have a sense of control when you walk in that plate. When you walk in that batter's box, either you're going to have it or that guy 60 feet 6 inches is going to have it. But somebody's going to have a sense of control. And that's what your experience does, and that's what your experienced hitters do. They gain that sense of control. And your experienced pitchers, they are going to have it too. So now that's what makes the game such a great battle between the vibes.
Well, this is one of the few team games that's built around an individual confrontation between pitcher and hitter. Yes, it is a team game, and yes, the pitcher can count on the 7 guys in back of him and 1 in front of him. But it's still pitcher against hitter. See who wins.
Well, it's the only game we know of that when you're on offense, the other team controls the ball. I would frame it differently. I would frame it, it's not a team game. It's an individual game where if you get the right individuals, have good baseball acumen, know how to play, it evolves and manifests itself into a team effort. But it's an individual game. That's into right field. And that'll retire to the side. We will go to the 4th. We trail it by 4.
And it has to do with Eric Johnson. He's named the International League Pitcher of the Year. Ranked first in ERA, first in strikeouts, first in whip, first in strikeouts per 9 innings, second in wins, and third in opponent's batting average. What a year for Eric Johnson, who's back. He's in the bullpen. And Robert's going to try to fit him in wherever he can and use him whatever pops up.
Here's Adam Eaton. We have yet to have a base runner. This young 24-year-old rookie out of Houston, Tyler Duffy, has retired everybody he's seen. Adam went out to center field. Yeah, I talked with Eric before the game. I asked him, I said, you got it back together, huh? He said, yeah. When we first saw him, he was so impressive. I mean, he was just aggressive, great mound presence came. And then the second year, it was like a different guy. And you can cancel a post-game show. Adam aboard. And then this year he got it back together.
Well, hopefully he comes in with that same feeling of confidence that he had in AAA this year, because he just dominated everything down there. You give him some credit from trying to fight his way back. He certainly has done that. And in almost an entirely left-handed starting rotation, but the one guy who's going to go and probably be a free agent, and Jeff Samardzija, there is some room for a right-handed starter.
That's ball 1-2. Saladino, who went out to left field. The one thing about Eric Johnson, he has the ability. We all know that. It just boils down to having that sense of control like he had. I followed him I didn't see him throw one pitch this summer. Did you? No. He couldn't. He was this sharp. Uh-oh, here's a pair. Back him up. 2 down. But following him every start he had through our minor league notes, you could just see him building. You could just see it building. Same way I followed Trace Thompson the last 4 years. You could see his just building.
Well, you'd love to see the young guys come and take the major leagues by storm, and that will happen on occasion, but it's rare that it does.
Right. Yeah.
And some guys take a little bit longer. In the case of Trace Thompson, he was having better years, but not markedly better years, and all of a sudden he's found his way here. Robin has used him well, used him against the left-handers. He's hitting the ball great.
He knows how to play the game. That's what's impressive. He's got his parents, Michael and Julie. Well, job well done, Michael and Julie. He carries himself very well. He acts like a veteran player. That's into right center field. Torrey will take care of that one. So we get a hitter, the double play, the pop up, and it's still 4-0.
And head out to the ballpark for Star Wars Day on Sunday, September 13th, presented by Kohl's. Come dressed in your best Star Wars attire and march in a pregame parade around the field. Also, the first 12,000 fans to purchase will receive an Adam Wan Kenobi bobblehead. For specially priced tickets, visit whitesox.com/Star Wars.
Here's Escobar at an RBI single. Eduardo. That ball hit hard. Over the head. Off the wall. That's his 24th double.
When I went up to Eduardo before the game, I said, you know, I saw a line score the other day where said you hit 2 home runs. Was that a misprint in my paper? Did you actually hit 2 home runs in the same game? It shows you here he's got a little pop as he takes it all the way back to the deepest part of the ballpark and just barely keeps it in.
He's the first Minnesota shortstop hit 2 home runs in a game since something like 98, 1998. He's a good little player. I know it broke Robin's heart when they had to trade him.
Well, they just absolutely love him here. You can understand why. He can play just about anywhere. And now that he's playing every day, he's become a very valuable member of this team.
Well, with a 12 and 13 man pitching staff, you've got to have guys like Escobar. So here's Suzuki. He knows what he's got to do. He had a Kansas City special broken bat single in the left to knock in a run back in the second. Trying to stay inside it. You know, I just got a text during the break there from a friend of mine that said, Hawk, it is a team game. Well, it's not a team game. We were talking about it. Baseball is a game. You get 9 guys out there who know how to play. You don't have to give them a sign. You don't have to do that, because that's outside. They get out there, they bust their behinds every day, they give you everything they got. You never can give 100 of 100 because you don't have 100 every day, but you can give 100 of what you got that day. They act professional about it. They don't want to embarrass their teammates. And what happens is it morphs into, if you get that, it morphs into a team effort. And that's why you have good teams that have like semi-dynasties. You don't have to tell Kurt Suzuki what to do. You don't have to give him a sign or yell from the dugout, hey, move him, get him over, give me a shot. That Oakland team that went out there from Kansas City and won 5 consecutive divisional titles and 3 consecutive world championships, that was the poster child for individuals who morphed into a team. They had a fight in that clubhouse almost every day.
Well, they did that.
I mean, but when they got on that field, they played hard and smart. Still trying to get him over. Pops this one up. Stay in here. And just does run out of room.
Tyler thought he had a shot at this and almost did. Unfortunately, it hits high off the screen and then bounces off his hand. Suzuki able to stay alive, and that was one of Chris's better sliders. This one really biting, and Suzuki just barely hits the top of the baseball.
He's still trying to get him over. Guess he jams himself trying to get him over, and that's out number 1.
That fastball up and in, and one of Chris's better ones location wise, and nothing Suzuki could do with that.
No. Grab some bench. Here's Buxton. He just missed hitting one out of here back in the second. Ball just jumped off his bat way high, towering. Drive into left center field. That one at 93. Out of Baxley, Georgia. Very quickly, the count 0-2.
It was a toss-up for the scouts when Carlos Correa and Byron Buxton were in the minor leagues. They were rated 1 and 2 depending on which scout you talk to. And as we know, Correa has been magnificent with Houston.
There you go. 2 down. 6 strikeouts now for Chris. Now Correa's got a chance. Let's put it this way. Correa's got a chance to be the face of baseball. Not just of the Houston Astros.
He's really something.
And that will either happen or not happen according to the way he conducts himself. The play is going to be there.
We saw him break into the major leagues, and he was able to do just about everything right at that point.
Well, he broke in against Chris.
Yep.
Didn't have too much success. I told him the next day. I said, Carlos is not going to always be like this. He just starts laughing. Dozier, big 2-run double. He's 1 for 2. Now he has 68 RBIs, 34 doubles to go along with his 26 homers. "26 homers playing in this ballpark is real good." Three and 1.
90 runs scored this year, second in the American League. And you got to be careful here. You do have the left-hander coming up next in Joe Mauer.
Breaking ball on 3-1. Grabs a strike, full count, and that'll show you how far Brian Dozier has progressed. With Mauer on deck.
That one right off his leg. Chris threw that fastball inside like the one he got to Suzuki earlier in the inning. That right off the instep of the left foot.
That's right below the knee off the calf. That ain't much.
He went down.
That's
bounces back up.
So that's the first walk issued. And here comes Mauer. Mauer is struck out and grounded to LaRoche at first base.
There's Don Cooper looking at the amount of pitches and realizing that Chris is about ready to deliver his 79th. As you can see, the second inning, a very tough inning. 5 hits and 4 runs. First inning, pretty easy. And that was his only 1-2-3 inning to date.
Starts him off with a changeup, blown away. Knocks it down, picks it up, has plenty of time. Almost took too much. Meanwhile, that'll retire the side. We're into the 5th, trailing 4-0.
White Sox battle the Yankees. You also get to throw out a first pitch at a White Sox game. You also get great offers from Famous Dave's and discount White Sox tickets. Head to your local Famous Dave's today for your chance to be a winner.
Melky Cabrera will lead it off.
It's about time to get to this guy. One single so far and quickly erased via the double play.
And takes first pitch strike. Melky grounded out to Escobar, who made a real good play. The ball was up the middle. He had to pirouette, and they just didn't get him on a play reviewed. They called him safe, and they overturned it, as he was indeed out. Meanwhile, 0-2. Well, one thing about Tyler Duffy, he's not pitching 2-0, 2-1, 3-1.
No, he's also getting the ball and throwing it, which is a pretty good thing to do.
A beautiful evening here in Minneapolis. Everything is beautiful except the score. They lead at 4-0. 4-7-0 for them, 0-1-0 for us. That's laced into left field, and that's going to be caught by Rosario. Got a good jump on it.
They got a pretty fast outfield these days. Probably the slowest outfielder is Torrey Hunter, and he's a very good outfielder. At one point, rated as one of the best center fielders around, but Rosario and Buxton can really close ground in a hurry in left and center field.
So here's Avi. And that's going to be foul. Avi grounded out to Plouffe.
Duffy's thrown him a couple of pretty good sinkers low and in. And Avi trying to pull the ball. So far, it hasn't made a great deal of contact.
That's high in the center field. Buxton.
Tyler Duffy has thrown first pitch strikes 11 of 15 hitters, which is very good. 72% of the time he's thrown the ball in the strike zone. With a couple of strikeouts and no walks, he's very aggressive. And it's not an easy conversion, making the conversion from a closer to a starter. Because as a closer, you're seeing guys one time, and you really don't need 3 pitches.
And there's a base hit for Adam.
Dozier thought he had a shot at this. He made the catch, but then the ball just dribbled up his arm, and that's the second single.
Well, overall, we got a couple of guys, but overall, we are not a good first ball, fastball hitting team.
Haven't been to this point.
No. Alexei is one of our better first ball, fastball hitters. As he takes strike one. According to the complement of players that you have, the hitters I'm talking about, sometimes some of the worst things you can tell a guy is, look, I want you to start seeing more pitches, working deeper into the count.
Well, you get a guy that throws as many first ball strikes as this guy, there's no sense waiting, because you're going to be behind in every count.
You're going to be 0-2, 1-2. And these young Latin hitters coming in, That's the worst thing you can tell them. They'll morph into it. They'll start doing it on their own with experience. Cooperstown is filled with a lot of first ball, fastball hitters.
That was a pretty good pitch, and Duffy did not get it from CB.
So the first time we've had two guys on.
Take a look at our Toyota pitch tracks and watch where this one appears. I think Suzuki probably lost that one for Duffy, in that when he caught it, his glove actually went further out of the strike zone. Buxton has an excellent arm in center field.
That's just a 21st walk for Alexei. And there's the strike. In case you did not hear, Sox made some call-ups. September 1st, those rosters can be expanded. One and one to count with 2 out, 2 on. That goes around.
And here they are, Eric Johnson, Frankie Montas, a couple of pitchers, both starters. Rob Brantley will be a catcher, a backup catcher here, and Leury Garcia will be an all-purpose player with great speed.
That had a part of the zone. And the count 3-1.
Got to believe that Kurt Suzuki might be mentioning to CB that there's a couple of those looking pretty good.
And that will load him up. So Neil Allen, pitching coach, comes out.
And it's time now for our AT&T Uverse multi-view. Sox have them loaded up. It started with 2 outs and nobody on as Adam LaRoche with an infield hit. Then the walks to Ramirez and Sanchez, paving the way for Tyler Flowers to eat into that 4-run lead.
All right, Tyler. Sit on first ball, fastball, and let's see what happens. It's a breaking ball. You're going to take it anyway.
He's thrown the overwhelming majority of first pitches as fastballs. And he threw a breaking ball down and out of the zone.
And that just fits right into look fastball.
And career with him loaded, Tyler could use a hit.
Yep. And the count 2-0. Same thing. Look for it. If it's a zone, if it's in your zone, this is when you zone in.
For 4 2/3 innings, Duffy was sailing right along with no problems whatsoever. Now he can't find a plate.
And that's right at the bottom of the zone. almost a blueprint, but it did not have the zone. And the count 3-1.
And the Twins spin up and going, and it's a very familiar face, that of Neil Kotz.
And there's ball 4, and we have crossed the plate. It is 4-1.
.34th driven in, that of the quiet variety for Tyler Flowers. 3 walks in a row. That one just out of the zone.
You know, from that 05 team, there are guys that we will always remember as White Sox fans. There's no question about that. The 3 of them we'll always remember: Bobby Jenks, Neil Kotz, and Cliff Polite. Those 3 guys, what a job they did. Woo!
Well, Polite and Kotz were as dependable as setup men as there were around in all of baseball. That was just an enchanted year for both of those guys.
And Bobby, we had, for those youngsters out there who are watching tonight, we had 3 closers during that season. We started off with Shingo Takatsu, who struggled. Then they brought in Dustin Hermanson, who picked up 34 quick saves before his back went out on him. Then they brought up a rookie named Bobby Jenks. Yeah, what a job he did. But here, right here, Adam Eaton takes first pitch strike. One to count. Big pitch coming up right here in this sequence. And there's a base hit. And we're going to wave him around, and he will score, and it's a 4-3 ball game. Yes.
Looking fastball all the way. And got it with a pitcher struggling with his control. That's RBIs 36 and 37. Makes this one a 1-run game, and that's going to be it. As when you're battling for a postseason berth, although you'd like to give a youngster a chance, when he allows 5 straight men to reach base with 2 outs, you go to the bullpen, and that's exactly what happened. So a very disappointed young right-hander will leave. Neil Kotz will come in. We'll step out and be back after these messages. Hit takes it through the right side by Brian Dozier. That makes it a 4-3 game. We'll drive Duffy from the hill and bring on Neil Kotz.
Isn't it amazing how When Adam Eaton has a good game, we play well.
He is one of the premier table setters, and our Honda call to the pen is Neil Kotz. His numbers combined between Milwaukee and the Twins. 1-0, 3.13 ERA. This will be his 56th game, and he's been a pretty busy man with 54 strikeouts. Strikeout an inning.
And here's Saladino. Well, Neil's what you call sneaky. He always has been. And he was ultra sneaky when he first came up. He was about a foot quicker than he looked from the side when you got to that plate. I've told you this before. I remember when Alex Rodriguez first faced him. First two pitches, he fired two right over the first base dugout. He turned. Who's this guy?
And he didn't have that big a fastball.
Not on the gun.
Radar gun wise.
But to the eyes of the real guns. That was a big pitch, and it goes Tyler's way. So 2-1 with 2 on, 2 out, and 3 in. Don't help him out. You got to Abreu on deck, Tyler. That ball hit hard, but it's right at him. That's a hang with him. That's a good at bat for Saladino. Meanwhile, we get right back in this Wago. We score 3 and we trail it by 1. We're right back in it.
And Chris Sale has been throwing the ball a bit better after giving up his 4 runs in the second. He's fanned at least 6 in each of his last 22 games. That's the longest active streak in the major leagues.
First pitch strike to Trevor Plouffe, who's 0 for 2. Couple of strikeouts. the count. Not a bad crowd on hand for a Tuesday night game. They're averaging 28,252. And what has been a good surprise story here in Minnesota this season. He gone. Slider.
That's strikeout number 7. And Chris Sale's pitching line is brought to you by American Sale. 4 1/3, 7 hits, 4 runs, all earned. Just 1 walk and those 7 strikeouts, extending his streak of 6 or more strikeouts. Longest active streak in the major leagues.
And here's Sano. He is 2 for 2. Starts him off with a changeup. Starting to use that changeup a little bit more. And the slider is getting a little sharper. 0-2. Outfield, for the most part, straight up. Bit of a gap out there in right center. That's a good pitch, Steve.
Better throw a high fastball just to let him look at something after throwing a couple pitches down.
Yep. That's a little bit low. He did not go in the count. 2-2.
Not easy to check your swing. That shows you how big and strong he really is, because he started to go after that slider and held up at the very last instant.
And that changeup misses, so a full count.
And yet another full count to Sano.
He gone. 8 strikeouts.
That one maybe a touch low. Sano looks back at C.B. Buckner, as so many before him have looked back this evening.
Torre 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. And starts him off with a changeup. Slider. He looks like he's just got it on cruise control now.
Now he's got a good feeling for it. He didn't have that slider early and wasn't throwing a whole lot of straight changes, but all of a sudden the light clicked on. It clicked on last inning.
June 24th. Let's flash back. Torre hitting against Chris Sale.
Watch this. He wasn't the only one all year to do that.
This next shot's going to be priceless right there. Oh boy,
that didn't feel real good. We've seen him do that, I believe, to 4 different hitters this year, swinging at a pitch that hit him.
Yeah, but only 2 of them laughed at themselves.
Well,
the other 2
were taking it seriously because one was really hurt.
Yeah. Torre thought he was rung up on that pitch. It was a strike, and
yeah, he was rung up a little earlier on one that he thought was off the plate. So he catches a break this time. It is a strike and a good one, and he's not rung up. Torre thinks it's on to the next inning.
He gone. Strikes out the side. That is 9 punch outs for Chris. And we're into the 6th. We trail it by 1.
Field and delicious food and beverage options for you to enjoy prior and during White Sox games. Purchase a First Merit Bank Stadium Club membership by calling 312-674-1000.
It's a 4-3 Minnesota lead here in the top of the 6th. It'll be Abreu, Cabrera, and Garcia. First pitch strike. That at 89. Jose is grounded to third, and he's gone out to Torrey Hunter in right center.
He cut that fastball. Wasn't his normal velocity, and he cut it inside, and Jose just went after it thinking it was going to be a fastball, but just got off the sweet spot of the bat.
Just got a piece of that one.
Casey Fiend is loosening up in the pen. We've seen him a few times this year.
And that's in the short right field. Torrey Hunter, a long way to go, and that's a fair ball. That's going to bounce in for a ground rule double. So Abreu picks up his 28th two-bagger. Good pitch by Kotz. Bad outcome.
Threw it right in on his hands. It was up. Jose doesn't get a good piece of it, but puts it in a great spot. Long run for Torrey Hunter, who can't get to it. And that's a tying run at second base with nobody out.
And here's Melky. He is grounded to short and lined out hard to left field. Melky takes the bunt, takes the strike. Melky trying to get him over, trying to shove it to the right side. Now the count 0-2. Melky has faced Neal 6 times and has 1 hit. Suzuki, nice shift.
With runners in scoring position, Melky's been terrific, and since June 8th, hitting .419. Kotz is trying to throw this one in on his hands to force him to ground the ball to the left side.
Once again, Melky trying to shove it right side.
That time Kotz got it up and away. Not what you're looking for when you don't want the hitter to move along the base runner.
And another one.
That was another really good stop, because that could have easily have gone to the screen. Suzuki shifting to his left. Got it right in the middle of the chest protector and just dribbles harmlessly in front of it.
Once again, the 2-2. High into right field. That's not going to get it done. But a good effort by Cabrera. He tried. One out. And fans, you probably noticed that the hashtag White Sox Talk is in the corner of the broadcast. We include hashtags in games from time to time, but are testing out whether or not we should keep them in for every game. So to help us decide, let us know what you think by using the hashtag itself. Hashtag White Sox Talk.
So here comes Casey Fiend, and out goes Neil Kotz. And as he comes in, we'll step out and be back after these messages. Rewards. The official U.S. Cellular Field Ballpark app for your iPhone and Android smartphone perfectly complements and personalizes your trip with ballpark maps, mobile check-in, seat upgrades, and more. Download MLB.com Ballpark today or visit WhiteSox.com/ballpark app to learn more. And our Honda call to the pen is Casey Fiend. Casey, a tall right-hander. Coming out for the 50th time. He's 4-5, his ERA of 5.312. Only 4 walks, 29 strikeouts in 52 innings. And he inherits the tying run at second base. And Avi looking at him from 60 feet away.
Avi is grounded to third and going out deep to center. Checks it up and takes ball 1. That evens it up. Ivy has faced Casey 4 times, has 1 hit. That ball hit high and deep. He goes back. He looks up. You can put it on the board. Yes. Yes. 2-run bomb by Ivy. And the Sox lead it 5-4.
This home run number 12. He's now driven in 51. And the Sox are back from a 4-0 deficit to take the lead at 5-4. A Ford home run replay, and this is a bomb. He got a fastball that was out over the plate and down. Our Ford home run replay is a shot. And that into the second deck.
And here's Adam. Adam started off that 3-run 5th with a base hit, coming with 2 out.
That's a 6th home run that Fiend has given up. One of those charged to Kotz. The home run to Fiend.
And of course, with that home run by Avi, the Alex Nelius family and Christine O'Reilly will hook up with White Sox Charities once again in loving memory of Ursula. The 1-2 pitch. That's low. Three and 2. And Adam yanks that one foul.
That should give you an idea just how strong Avi is, because he hit the daylights out of that one. He got a low fastball and hit it a mile.
Well, in the daytime you can get up there fairly easy, but nighttime that's a big bomb.
That was measured at 418, but through some fairly heavy air. He loves the ball down, and that was a no-doubter.
And that is way foul. Rope hook. We talked about it earlier. Our Sox lately have really been good at coming back. And that one's yanked foul. That ball hit hard. Torres over his head. So Adams going to pull in with his second straight hit, a double. So J.J. Shearer's pick to click along with David Novak Started off that 3-run fifth. Picks up his 21st two-bagger.
Bean has been on for a couple of hitters, and they both scalded him, and both have been on low fastballs. This sinking line drive just barely over the head of Torrey Hunter, who couldn't get it.
Don't stop now, boys. Take him up. Well, actually walked and scored last inning. Back in the third, he grounded to short, so he's 0 for 1. And that's out of play. Looking first ball fastball and Souvenir right side. He hadn't had a whole bunch of success against Bean. 3 for 16. And the count 0-2. 5-6-0 for us, 4-7-0 for them. Here in the top of the 6th inning if you're just tuning in. They scored 4 in the second.
Minnesota pen continues to work as Fien has had some problems. Ryan Dunsing listening up in the pen.
Ball hit sharply, but Dozier's got him. But not before. A bomb. Oh, it's 2 outs. Excuse me. We still got 1 left to get him in. Here's Sanchez. 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. That's into center field. That's a can of corn. But not before the bomb by Alexei. Going into the second deck, and we lead it 5-4. With the division leading Royals. So join us for the first pitch at 7 right here on Comcast Sportsnet. 2-run homer by Javi Garcia, a long home run. So for the Twins here in their half of the 6th, it'll be Eddie Rosario, Eduardo Escobar, and Kurt Suzuki. Rosario has single scored, and he's gone out to left field.
Those 3 combined have 4 hits. with Escobar hitting the ball pretty hard twice.
He's just 23 years old, so the Twins have always had as there's a base hit. They've always had some good-looking young players. And the leadoff man aboard. He's got 10 stolen bases in 15 attempts. Twins historically have had one of the better minor league systems in all of baseball.
They dried up for a bit there, but now they're producing young players that are good players again. That's one of the things that Paul said before the game. He said he knew that there was a whole lot on the horizon, and he knew that his team was going to look a lot better than the team that he broke spring training and headed north with. It's turned out that way. They have gotten considerably better.
Escobar singled in a run and then doubled off the center field wall. Dead away center. Takes first pitch strike.
Chris has a very good move to first base, and if Rosario's not careful, he's going to pick him off. We'll see how adventuresome he gets. He's a very good base stealer. We don't know how many moves he's seen like Chris Sales, however.
He's got a decent lead. And that's popped up. One out.
Join the free WhiteSox.com blacklist for exclusive White Sox content all year long, including news and video updates, ticket offers, breaking alerts, and more. Visit WhiteSox.com/blacklist to register today.
Here's a good hit and run man, Kurt Suzuki. He's 1 for 2. Had an RBI broken bat single back in the second. And that's back through the middle. He's a good contact hitter. And once again, 309 lifetime against us, picking up his second hit of the game.
Well, it doesn't matter how he's doing, and he came in hitting .237. It really doesn't matter, as Kurt Suzuki just seems to save his best for our Sox. He just waits back. He gets a fastball up and out over the plate and takes it right back up the middle.
So here's Buxton. He's 0 for 2. He just missed hitting one a long way back in the second inning. Then he struck out in the fourth. First pitch strike. Chris has 9 strikeouts if you're just tuning in.
The one thing you can almost take it to the bank is that Buxton's not going to walk. He has 3 walks. And he's been to bat 83 times.
Slider strike. And the count 0-2. He gone. That's 10. 2 down. And here comes Robin.
13th game with 10+ strikeouts this season, leading the major leagues in that department.
So Chris going to be facing a guy who hits him pretty well, Ryan Dozier, who's 1 for 2, a 2-run double.
Pretty amazing that in one half of Chris's starts, he's fanned 10 or more.
It's not for you or me when you see the stuff he's got.
It's pretty strong stuff on a day-to-day basis.
I told his dad, I said, You got a fine young man there. He said, well, that's his mom. He said, I'll take credit for the pitching, but so here's Dozier. He is dangerous. First pitch strike right at the knees on the outside corner. Just off the outside edge. And that just catches the outside part of the outside edge.
You've got a career 314 against a guy who has stuff like Chris Sale. You're getting it done. 11 driven in, including those 2 tonight in the second inning.
Pops him up, and that's going to be out of play.
Jake Petrichka ready to go.
Sanchez got him, puts the tag on, and that'll retire the side. So he gets a tough customer up there at the plate, and we're into the 7th, leading 5-4. To help the Fighting Irish find their way to the top. Get to know freshman Golden Domer Miles Boykin. Don't miss Play Like a Champion. Miles Boykin's journey to Notre Dame. That's premiering Thursday at 7 on Comcast Sportsnet Chicago.
We've got a new pitcher coming in the game, and it is Trevor May. May has been used as a starter a good portion of this year. He's 8-8, ERA just under 4. 37th appearance, 16 of them in a starting role. There you look at the numbers. More hits than innings pitched. However, the control has been very good with 97 strikeouts and 103 2/3. They've had all kinds of problems with that starting rotation. the last few weeks. And tonight it looked like it was going to be the exception, but and Travis Duffy just hit the wall at 4 2/3 innings. Give him a hit, 3 walks, and then another hit before departing the game in the 5th.
And Cleveland starting to play good. They've won 6 in a row in their game at Toronto. Blue Jays have just won it 5-3, bottom of the 10th inning. That Francisco Lindor has just changed the complexion and the personality of that Cleveland ball club.
They're playing the wrong team, however, as Toronto has really started to heat it up.
Well, you know, it's not who you play, it's when you play them. As that's a chopper up the middle. Dozier's got him. So Flowers now 0 for 2 with an RBI, a bases loaded walk back in the 5th. Yeah, when we're playing good, I don't care who we play. When we're playing bad, I don't care who we play. Here's Eaton, 2 for 3 with a big 2-run single. 0-1 to count.
He got the first hit of the ball game against Duffy. Was quickly erased via the double play. Then more than made up for it with his base hit with 2 outs in the 5th.
Well, this guy's beaten us twice this year as a starter. He beat us back on April 30th and then May 23rd. That ball hit into left center field, and it's going to be in there as Adam Eaton will pull up at second, and that's his 22nd two-bagger.
Third hit of the night, and he picks on a curveball. It's down. He reaches out and drives it into left center field. No chance for Rosario or Buxton. Rosario closer to it, but this ball just splits the gap and Adam in with an extra base hit.
And here's Tyler Saladino, who was 0 for 3 tonight. Last time up back in the 5th inning with 2 on 2 out. He hit a bullet right at Byron Buxton in center field. That fastball in on the fist. Curveball, no.
Trevor May, originally picked by the Philadelphia Phillies in the 4th round of the 2008 draft.
Well, of all the sluggers in that Toronto lineup, it was Ryan Goins in the bottom of the 10th with a 2-run homer to win it.
And there are a lot of sluggers in that lineup.
Fouls that one back. Yeah, Josh Donaldson, what has he got? 106 RBIs, leading by about 13 or 14.
Scored 101 coming into today.
There's right now. That's your MVP.
No, there's no doubt.
MVP.
If you voted today, he'd win it by a wide margin.
Made a good pass at that, but he got underneath it. Corey is there for out number 2.
May is a big man, 6'5", 240. They made a trade with Philadelphia, bringing him over. Last year, in 9 starts, 10 appearances overall, had a tough go, an ERA just under 8. Just learning how to pitch. This year, a whole lot better result.
Brayu 4 for 12 against Trevor May. Didn't get that one. A lot of people have been asking me about the best hitting team. Is Toronto the best hitting team I've ever seen? And I tell them no, they're not. But I can tell you this, they're the most dangerous hitting team I've ever seen. That Cleveland team, when they had Manny and Tomey and Alomar and those guys, that was the best hitting team I've ever. They could beat you any way you wanted to get beat. And that's including Mantle and Maris and those guys with the Yankees. That fastball at 95 on the fist as well. Flips it back. So the count hangs at 1-2. If you're just joining us, they scored 4 in the second. We scored 3 in the fifth and 2 in the sixth on that long 2-run homer by Avisaíl Garcia.
Now Suzuki would like a word with May, as they can't really figure out which particular pitch to throw. May being a young pitcher and Suzuki being a veteran catcher, usually he'll come out and the young pitcher will defer to him. Sometimes the catcher will actually get a suggestion from the bench, and then he'll want the pitcher to execute whatever pitch they want. Suzuki most likely calls his own game.
Had a piece of the corner at the knees. Meanwhile, 7th inning stretch, we lead it by 1.
Strikeouts by Chris Sale, who had a couple in the first inning, 1 in the second, a couple in the third. And early he did have the slider, but then it came to him. And when it did, he used it very well, as he did the changeup and the occasional fastball. So Chris Sale with 10 strikeouts is still in the ball game. 13th game, half his starts with 10-plus strikeouts this year. The most since Randy Johnson in 2004. And the big unit parlayed years like that into the Hall of Fame.
Next strikeout will be number 240 on the season. And here's Mauer. He's 0 for 3, a strikeout, a ground out to first, and then he bounced back to Chris. Fakes the bunt. Takes the ball. Fouls it off. Checks it up, fouls it off.
There's a break because it could have easily been 2-0 as that ball hit the bat. Chasing Mauer out of there.
And maybe even a hit by pitch. At least he made a last-minute move that was good. And there's a slider hit to Alexa. So Mauer is retired.
And I think Chris is going to be retired also. I think he wanted him in to face Mauer, and you've got home run hitting Plouffe and Sano coming up. Next couple of hitters with Torrey Hunter next.
Well, he's thrown 113 pitches.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be it for him, as he asked for the baseball, and so he'll take a walk off. And as he walks off, we'll step out and be back after these messages. .39. He leads the American League. Chris Archer with 223 is second. Corey Kluber with 219 is third. And our Honda call to the pen is Nate Jones. The fireballing right-hander comes into this one with a 1-run lead. Nobody on base. He's on for the 10th time. His record 1-1. His ERA 1.86. 15 strikeouts in 9 2/3 with just a couple of walks.
And here's Plouffe. He's glad to see Chris out of there. He's 0 for 3 with 3 punch-outs. And there's a slider strike.
Trevor Plouffe, Torrey Hunter, both with 3 strikeouts.
One and one to count. Ball hit right at him. That's a hang whoop him for Plouffe.
That's when a pitcher thinks it's a base hit, because he doesn't realize where the second baseman was set up. He just knows he gave up a rocket. And this ball gets by him before he can get the glove up. And he looks back, and Carlos is standing right there. Nice job, Carlos.
Here's a very dangerous man right here, Miguel Sano. San Pedro de Macorís in the Dominican. Most famous little producer of baseball, Major League Baseball players in the world.
It's absolutely astonishing how many players come out of that city.
1-1 to count. One and two.
Sano's got those 13 home runs in 174 at bats. That's pretty impressive.
He did not go, says Lance Barrett. Two and two. Throw him an high fastball. There it was, a little too high. Full count.
This is the third time he's at a full count, and this is fourth at bat.
There we go. This is a tie ball game. That was a get me over slider on 3-2.
Gives you some kind of an idea how much power this young man has. Nate wanted it away. He got it on the outer third, and Sano hit it into the second deck by plenty. This is a blast. A Ford home run replay, and just like that, Chris Sale gets a no decision.
Well, those 3-2 get me over breaking balls have a tendency to go a long way. If you're going to throw a 3-2, you got to make it a good one, not a get me over.
It's 14 and 41 on the power numbers.
And here's Torrey. He's had 3 strikeouts. Two and 0. Three and nothing. Eddie Rosario on deck.
Well, there was a time when you could take it to the bank that Torrey Hunter would be going, but those days are probably by the boards. He swiped 2 bases in 6 attempts. And so he's going to depart.
Shane Robinson will run for him.
Robinson 6 out of 7 in stolen bases.
He's got a good lead. Rosario has a couple of hits. He's 2 for 3 and a run scored. That one at 96. And the count, 0-2.
This is usually a pretty good pitch to run, and Tyler's looking over in the dugout to see if Mark Parent might want to pitch out. He's going to throw to first base. Or lull Rosario to sleep.
He wants a slider. He got it. He gone. But not before that 3-2 get me over slider lands in the second deck, and we're tied.
A new pitcher in the game, and it is Kevin Jepsen. Jepsen with Tampa Bay and Minnesota 2-6, but a fine 2.44 ERA. There you look at the numbers. Right-hander's done absolutely nothing with him. He was used as a closer for Tampa Bay before coming over here to the Twins.
Also closed for the Angels for a while. When we first saw Jepsen, he had a good arm, but all he threw was sliders.
That was somewhat surprising. He had a pretty decent slider, and he had a good fastball. He just never threw the fastball.
And he never threw it.
Nope.
As first pitch strike to Melky. Avi on deck and LaRoche in the hole. That was a good snap. And one out.
Just as we promised you earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. And here's our Miller moment. And it came off the bat of Avi in the 6th inning. Casey Fiend threw him a low fastball, and Avi took it into the second deck. At the time, this made it 5-4. And all was rosy here in the Twin Cities.
Avi also went deep to center field for an out back in the 5th. Big gap in left center. Dozier.
The most popular way to follow the action of the White Sox is with MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat brings you baseball wherever you are with live look-ins, highlights, replay previews, scores, statcasts, live radio broadcasts, and the MLB.TV game of the day and more. Download the MLB.com at Bat app on your smartphone and tablet now.
Here's Adam. Couple of hits. Last one, a ringing double over the head of Torrey Hunter in right field. There's strike one. He also singled and scored. He started off that 3-run fifth with a 2-out single. Yeah, he is looking to go deep. Something that he can lift. There it was, and underneath it.
He got that one middle in. Was a little above thigh high. I would have liked it a little lower.
That is high and deep in the center field. Back on the track right in front of the fence. He just missed it. And we're still tied.
So Zach comes in at 3-4. His ERA 3.42 on for the 59th time. And he's got to go through the bottom part of the Twins order.
He's got Escobar, Suzuki, and Buxton, the schedule hitters.
They've got
outfield straight up.
They've got 4 hits between them.
First pitch strike. Escobar, an RBI single, a double off the center field fence. Then he popped up to right.
There's a closer, Glenn Perkins.
Mark Burley look-alike.
Probably will not be in the ball game unless they score a run.
That's into right field. And that's going to be for extra bases. Slow curveball, and he just poked it out there. Double.
That little guy is a real thorn in your side as he's 3 for 4 tonight with a couple of doubles. This time he waits on the breaking ball and slices it the other way. No chance at all for Avi. And then Eduardo is off to the races. We'll see what Paul Molitor wants, because he does have a guy up there who can lay a bunt down. He's got 5 sacrifices this year. He can really handle the bat. Very rarely does he strike out.
He's 2 for 3 with an RBI tonight. So I would doubt if we're going to see a bunt him when he could, but he's got a better chance of moving it over as well. There he is, going to bunt.
That one almost gets away from Tyler.
Looks down. Get the sign. You got Saladino right at the cut of the grass at third. LaRoche at the cut of the grass at first. That's perfect. It is 6-5 Minnesota. That'll be a hit.
That bunt couldn't have been any better. And Zach Duke just tossed it down the line. There was no chance at first base. Couldn't have rolled it out there any better than he rolled it. And this throw is nowhere near the bag. So Sanchez going over. When you pick it up bare hand, it's very difficult to get a good grip on it. And there's Gene Glynn saying, go ahead, Eduardo. Scores easily.
Well, he had the perfect man in the right spot with a man on second, nobody out. Chances are Suzuki is going to get him over.
It does go sack E1. No run batted in, but a terrific bunt.
Oh, they're not going to give him a hit on that, huh?
Surprising.
Well, it's a base hit, but we'll take it. Anyway, here's Buxton. Now he's going to do the same thing. Why not a redo? Buxton 0 for 3. A couple of strikeouts. Buxton just 21 years old. Second player taken in the draft. There's the wheel play, and that's foul.
See Alexi going to third base with everybody charging, but the ball is not in play.
Boy, this young man has been on the deal
a lot.
For a 21-year-old. 0-2. Corner's still close. Through Saladino. And they're going to hold him. Buxton into second. He got there in a hurry.
Well, I told you there was no doubt that Buxton can fly, and unfortunately 2 errors and 2 successive plays have put runners at second and third and nobody out. Buxton hits his ball hard, but Saladino can't get to it. And Buxton just takes off and no chance at all. They got him first to second at just over 7 seconds a couple of ball games ago.
They did what?
First to second in just over 7 seconds from the right side.
From home to second in 7 seconds?
Just over 7 seconds.
I have never heard of that. So they're going to put Dozier on. I have never heard of that.
But that goes hand in hand.
I mean, that's Bo Jackson.
Yeah, I was going to say that goes hand in hand with what Royce Mully was telling me. The fact that, and he played a long time. He never played with or against.
He played against Bo.
He never played with or against anybody as fast as Buxton.
Well, as I said, that's world class. That's Bo Jackson.
Yeah. So to load him up with nobody out for Joe Mauer.
Meanwhile, we got a whole bunch of problems here. 1 in. They lead us 6-5.
We're with the bases loaded for Joe Mauer, and he's been awfully good. And here comes Don Cooper. Have a word with Zach Duke.
Coop always finds something positive when he goes out there. It's amazing. And you got other pitching coaches that go out there, and when they leave, that pitcher says, man,
what am I going to do here?
Yeah.
You could leave with something positive. You could say, I'm positive you're in trouble, but I don't think that's what Coop told him.
No. Curveball low. Well, we have played games in this town, especially in the Metrodome, that it was almost like you knew something funny was going to happen late in the ball game. Not so much in this park, but at the Metrodome. That's going to score another one. 7-5.
I mean, number 56 for Mauer. When you get a guy hitting close to 350 with bases loaded, you get the feeling that he relishes those situations. That's going to be it for Zach Duke. It's Daniel Webb who will come into this one with the bases loaded. Nobody out and no margin for error.
Well, we talking about errors. We made 2 of them here in this inning, which is tough to do. So Zach will depart, and we'll be back.
He inherits a bunch of problems. On for the 19th time. He's 1-0. His ERA 2.70. He's got to deal with the middle of what has turned in to be a very potent Twin lineup. I do know it's a completely different lineup with Miguel Sano right in the middle of it. For one of the few times this year, Zach came in and had some problems.
And a reminder, Saturday night is Chicago Fire Soccer Night. Starting at 6, get to know standout striker David Ockel. A brand new edition of Inside Look. Then watch the Men in Red kick off in Montreal against the Impact. It all starts Saturday at 6 right here on CSN. Zach's packed. Still nobody out. 2 in, they lead it 7-5. 7-12-0 for them. 5-7 and a huge 2 for us. Here's Plouffe. Plouffe is 0 for 4. 3 strikeouts and a line out to second. High into center field. Adam getting set up. Just hit the cutoff man because you're not going to get him. And it's 8-5.
That'll be number 71 for Trevor Plouffe. First ball he's had out of the infield tonight.
And here comes Sano. Miguel is 3 for 4. Last inning tied it up with a long home run in the second deck.
Be interesting to see what they do with him, because Paul Molitor said that he just does not want to see him become a designated hitter at the start of his career. He's played third base. They know he can do that.
Well, one thing about it, it's going to be interesting to watch from the outside from a baseball standpoint, because if the young man can adjust, it appears he's adjusting pretty well to the DH role, and they're going to be a much better club with him as a DH, unless he's just an outstanding defensive player, which I don't think that's probably going to be the case. Well, so far, Paulie has made a lot of right decisions this year. Molitor.
He has that.
Yeah.
Got a nice coaching staff. This is his first year of managing, and he's got his team right in the middle of the hunt.
Watch out. 2-2. I asked a couple of players about him prior to the game, and they said they did love him. So he lets them play. No micromanaging. Yes, he did. He gone.
Daniel with a good straight change, and he had Sano completely fooled. He hasn't looked that bad on any swing tonight.
So here's Shane Robinson. Went in to run for Torrey last inning. Oh, 1-1. That one at 95. 0-2. For our guys in the ninth, scheduled hitters are Alexei, Sanchez, and Flowers. He gone, but some damage is done. A couple errors really helped him out. They score 3 and they lead at 8-5.
To hashtag Chicago Data Strong Fan, and you just might see yourself on an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. So we've got the closer coming into the game, and that is Glenn Perkins. Perkins 2-4, his ERA a little above 2.5. Been successful 31 of 33 save opportunities. So the man who started out as a starter only to move into the bullpen and actually pick up 3 or 4 miles an hour on his fastball now is one of the better closers around.
Well, as a starter, he had a mediocre fastball. Now he's got a good fastball. As there's first pitch strike on a fastball.
Not only a good fastball, but great control of it.
Close pitch, didn't get it. Alexei 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Alexei hitting .281 and 32 at bats against Perkins. There's a chopper.
Just foul. That ball didn't miss by much.
It couldn't have. Hitting that close to the line.
No. Lance Barrett right on the line. And no complaints.
And yanks that one over into the camera well. Pokes that one into short center field, caught by Dozier.
Gordon Beckham coming out to pinch hit.
Sanchez was 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored tonight. Takes first pitch strike. Gordon's had good success against Perkins. 19 at bats, 6 hits, 5 of them stayed in the park. And there's a line shot right back through the middle. Let's keep it going, boys. Let's give them a thrill.
Gordon continues his good hitting against Perkins as he waits back for a curveball, takes it right back up the middle, and brings Trace Thompson to bat.
Well, Trace has seen first 2 hitters get fastball strikes. Why not? There's a fastball upstairs. Had a little piece of the zone and didn't get it. Come on, Trey, short and quick, buddy. Late call.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to call it for a second. They had the whole plate. That was the best curveball that Perkins has thrown. That's a good one.
And that ball hit into center field. 2 down. So here's Adam. He's 3 for 4, 2 RBIs, and chops that one foul. He's also 3 for 4 against Perkins with a triple and a double. Now Robin wants to know. Well, you can't blame the umpire for that because Adam made no attempt to. May have got the end of the bat, the butt end.
Yeah, he wasn't selling this one, I don't think, but Robin, I think, wants him to take a look at it just in case. Normally, if it hits the hand, I assume you're going to be jumping around a bit.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to be a good actor. I didn't see the glove move.
Could be a big call if they put him at first. It brings up the tying run.
That's the reason Robin's reviewing it.
Don't have much to lose at this point.
Nope.
Those are the ones where you got to fall down and roll around in the batter's box for a while.
At least for 15 to 20 seconds.
Just try to sell it.
Meanwhile, 0-2 the count. And he's going to race him to the bag. And
He missed
didn't
him.
get him. So now the tying run will come to the plate.
Perkins didn't get over there, and that was a big mistake. Could turn out to be a very big mistake. You see Glenn Perkins acting as a spectator, and he's on the bag well before the tag. It does go as a base hit, and that's the 4th for Adam Eaton.
And here's Tyler Saladino, 0 for 4 tonight. And Abreu on deck. Come on, Tyler, get yourself a base hit. Takes ball 1. And that's back through the middle into center field. So here comes Gordon. He'll score. And it's an 8-6 ball game, and here comes Abreu. Don't stop now, boys.
First hit of the night for Tyler. It's his 17th driven in. He takes it right back up the middle. Let's make forgetting to cover first base very costly for Glenn Perkins.
Abreu 1 for 4, a double and a run scored. And when that ball comes down, this ball game will be over. The Sox, really, lately, the last couple of weeks, they have been trying to come back in these ball games. Couldn't quite get there tonight as we lose it. 8-6, and Chris Sale started off a little rough and then found his rhythm.
I thought after that second inning, he threw the ball fairly well, and this Minnesota team showed our Sox once again in this ballpark that it is tough to win here. It's now 1-7 as the nightmare continues on one Twins way.
And let's check out our player of the game. It is their shortstop, Eduardo Escobar. 3 for 4. Started off that big 3-run 8th with a double. He scored 1, drove in 1. He is our player of the game. So for Steve Stone, for our Hall of Fame director Jim Mangio, and our future Hall of Fame producer Mike Leary, our associate producer Dave Ross, our technical manager Mark Harper. Also for Teresa Day, Mitch Griffin, Jim Petros, Chris Trudeau, and the executive producer Jim Corno Jr. This is a Hawks.